Hello, am I audible? Oh. Good. Okay. I don't know why I think the thing just wasn't plugged in properly. Let me just put that away. That was weird. Alright. Welcome, gamer. I'm excited for more Shadowbringers. So... let's get into it. I finally figured out how to have the chat on my screen. It's over here on my screen, but I don't think you should be able to see it. So now I can see on the screen I'm actually playing on, so I don't miss any messages. Yeah. Alright. Let's see, do I have everything set up? I think system sounds should go down. I was fishing again. Alright. Let's get cracking. Bushy, my, what a pleasant surprise. If you've come to inquire after the Archons, fear not. Master Matoya's treatment has proven effective in stabilizing their corporeal ether. We mustn't grow complacent, however. Potent though these magics may be, they are not without limits. We can only hope they afford us enough time for the Crystal Exarch to complete his work. If only we could go with you to the First and help. Pardon the interruption, but I come bearing urgent news. Ah, Dwashe, it has been far too long, my friend. Forgive me, I don't believe we have been formally introduced. Maxima, former Garlean ambassador. I remain here in Eorzea under the auspices of Commander Aldin, offering what counsel I can in the hopes of resolving the present conflict with the Empire. Ah, yes. I've heard stories of a defector from Garlemald. But never mind that. You said you have urgent news? Indeed. As you may have heard, the Imperial capital is in turmoil, and a sizable portion of the Garlean forces have been recalled from the Gimlet Dark. With their numbers so greatly diminished, the main host of the Alliance has withdrawn, leaving the Alamegan resistance to keep watch over the border. And it is there we have welcomed a most unexpected visitor who claims that this de-escalation may belie growing dangers and unforeseen threats. Who could it be? Commander Aldin has arranged for an impromptu meeting to discuss these revelations. He has also requested a representative of the Scions attend as well, though it was clear to whom he wished I extended this invitation. It would seem time is of the essence. Very well, you'll not be attending this meeting alone. Though I am not as well versed in the affairs of city-states as our comrades, I see no reason to burden a single scion with all this. Yes, of course. Then we must make for the Alamegan quarter with all haste. Well, what are you waiting for? Get going, you two. Just crunching on some popcorn. Do you have tea? I have winter glue tea. Alright. Commander Aldin awaits us in the Royal Palace. If you would follow me. Hey, Gaius.
They're here, Commander.
And I, for one, am grateful that they are. Told you've been busy since our paths last crossed at the Gimlet Dark. Not that I understand half of it. When the Scions spoke of other worlds, I'd struggled to describe what I pictured. Mayhap things would seem clearer were I to hear the tale from your own lips. But I'm afraid the situation will not afford us that luxury. I trust you two require no introduction.
We meet again, hero of Eorzea. Must we repeat this ridiculous display? I pose no threat to you, though what I come to warn you of very well might.
Had he meant to do us harm, I hazard he would have kept to the shadows, and brought more than 2 companions. We need not pretend to be the best of friends, but I hope we can put aside our differences for the present.
Alphinaud was hanging out with him before he got slooped into the first. In the base game, he is the commander that is of the 14th Legion that is trying to take over Eorzea. But remember, in the Stormblood patches, he found Alphinaud stranded in the desert and eventually brought him back to Shinryu's wall when he got sucked into the first. Yeah. Your life is spared for now.
As you are doubtless aware, Sir Estinian and I cooperated to rid the world of Black Rose in your absence. Our journey together took us as far as the Imperial Palace, where we witnessed Emperor Varus meet his death at Xenos' hand. Being the sole witnesses to this crime, and in no position to defend our innocence, we were then forced to flee, each pursuing his own avenue of escape. When we were later reunited, Estinian claimed to have encountered an unfamiliar kind of machina during his flight, but to me his description seemed anything but, and upon further investigation I found that I was right. The Empire is developing a new Ultima weapon.
What, that Allagan monstrosity? created to vanquish primals, with which you yourself once thought to conquer Eorzea.
The same. In my foolishness, I sought to harness its power, and became the Ascian's pawn in so doing. But you know as well as I how that tale ended. The weapon itself, excavated from beneath this very city, was destroyed ere we could fully unravel its secrets, and that should have been the end of it. But unlikely as it sounds, the Empire's efforts to recreate it have somehow borne fruit, primarily through secret research conducted by the 7th Imperial Legion, it would seem.
Wait, the 7th was all but annihilated at Cartano, along with its legatus.
Indeed. Few survived. The 7th, as it is now, has little in common with the Legion led by Vandarnus, and its leadership has changed hands several times since. Precisely how this project has continued despite such turmoil, and under whose auspices, remains a mystery. What we do know, however, is that a number of prototypes have been produced, and that one of them is on its way to Eorzea. We attempted to stop it, but it was all we could do to slow its progress, so we resolved instead to bring you warning.
And right glad are we that you did, though it soundly dashed our hopes that tensions might ease at last.
As it is, we've begun to strengthen our presence in the Gimlet Dark, and are assembling a force to meet the coming threat. A force with you in its vanguard, I hope. Before you say anything, I know full well you have pressing concerns of your own. Your comrades remain in peril, and I would not ask you to forsake them. But the fact remains that you, and you alone, have faced the Ultima weapon, and emerged victorious. We need you. And so, when the time comes, if your comrades can spare you, I bid you lend us your strength. I've assigned an officer to await your word.
This is basically an intro to another
The
raid
Ascian's
series.
downfall was to be the work of my remaining days. But it was my hand that kindled these flames, and I cannot allow them to spread any further. I will do what I must to see this mistake consigned to history once and for all. Even if it means begging your aid. The Fates will enjoy the irony, even as I endure the ignominy.
Get over yourself.
I too shall make for the border and offer my skills, meager though they seem in such company. Mayhap we shall meet there anon.
Though we can ill afford to ignore the coming of a new Ultima weapon, our friends' plight grows ever more precarious, and none save you can join them in the first. I only hope you are not forced to make a choice.
Me too. Excuse me. As ever, the way forward is paved with difficult decisions. We can ill afford to ignore the threat of a new Ultima weapon, but with each passing day, the plight of the Scions grows ever more perilous. If you cannot stay for a debriefing on the Ultima weapon, I will not stop you. I only ask that you confer with me before returning to the first. No. I take it you're ready to return to the first? Then I would ask that you apprise the others of recent events here in the source. Namely, Xenos' return and the development of a new Ultima weapon. As for their bodies, you may Assure them Master Matoya and I will continue doing what we can to keep their corporeal ether stable. Safe travels, Dwashe. I hope to see you and the other scions soon. Bye-bye. Let's go to the Crystarium. Grandpa cat boy, grandpa cat boy. He still looks like a twink, but he's 100 years old. You've come at a most opportune time, my friend. I've made something of a breakthrough in my research on the soul and a means to return the scions home. I trust you two have been making good use of your time. Ill tidings from the source, you say? Then I will summon the others that we might all be apprised of the situation. It's that fey magic. Hi guys!
Now that we are all here, what news from the source?
Guys, you won't believe this.
A new Ultima weapon. We must count ourselves lucky that Gaius has pledged his assistance.
While this is indeed a worrying development, I think the state of the Empire as a whole greater grounds for concern. With the Emperor slain and Xenos returned, it is impossible to predict how matters will unfold in Garlemald. The Ultima weapon may be but the first of many unpleasant surprises.
The situation beareth closer observation, of that there is no doubt, and doth compound our need to return unto the source.
Then let us address that issue. Our long search for a means to see you safely home may well be nearing its conclusion. Thanks in large part to Urianger and Beklug's invaluable insight, we have succeeded in fashioning a vessel for the journey.
We set out to create a crystalline container retaining the more useful properties of white auracite, but without its regrettable limitations. And after a good deal of trial and error, we made one. An ark for soul and mind both, that will allow your incorporeal self in its entirety to be ferried between worlds. A spirit vessel, if you will. However...
Though the vessel is possessed of the requisite qualities to hold mind and memory, it wanteth yet for a means to receive of them. For that, we must needs imbue it with the Exarch's innate gift.
A gift that lives on only through the blood of the Allagan Emperors, which certainly does not flow within auracite or any other crystal.
Just so, milady. The blood serveth as a conduit of sorts. In its absence, memory cannot pass from mind unto mind, nor from flesh unto crystal.
That being the case, we must either alter the process of inheritance so as to require no such thing, or determine a means by which my blood may permeate the vessel. I am hopeful that the records found within this tower will yield the knowledge we require to pursue one or the other of these avenues.
As well you should be. The Allegan's body of etherological research is extraordinary. I can scarce believe it the work of ages past. But its underlying principles are not so very different from those of my own field of study. Given time, we will find the answers we seek.
I know that you can ill afford to wait, and it pains me that I must ask you to do so. I can only reaffirm my promise to you that a solution will be found. Whatever it takes, I will see you safely home.
My apologies.
I do hope you haven't come to tell us that mortal peril fast approaches.
No. I had hoped to speak with the Warrior of Darkness. But there is no need to cut short your meeting on my account. I will be waiting outside.
Yay, Lena. I love you.
Why not speak in here? She knows I don't mind. Unless she didn't want to.
Perhaps I might accompany you. Though I am woefully ill-qualified to assist in the Exarch's research, I may yet be of some use to Lena.
Arianja's outfit is truly transmask swag. My little albino. I must confess, while I enjoy my fair share of scholarly research, it will be good to step outside for a spot of fresh air. Now then, shall we go and speak with Lena? We have little time, so I will be brief. A Sin Eater has been sighted in Lakeland, and I asked for your assistance in slaying it. A Sin Eater? I had heard some few yet remained after the night had returned, but perhaps we should call the others. That will not be necessary. It is only a single Sin Eater. A simple task for our guard, I should think. That said, I believe fighting alongside the Warrior of Darkness would be a valuable experience for them. Peace can lead to complacency, and they gain nothing from an easy victory. But you do not underestimate your foes, however harmless they may seem. My men would do well to learn from your example. Let's be about it then. Excellent. Then let us make for Fort Job. Teleport time. Elfino. If you would wait here a moment, I will gather the others. You may not remember, but you have met these soldiers once before, though only in passing. Long have they awaited the opportunity to fight at your side. I was at death's door that day after the Sin Eaters attacked. If you and yours hadn't come along, I'd have likely stepped through, and I wouldn't have been alone. Your courage and selflessness is something we all aspire to. I too was there that terrible day. My friend was transformed into a Sin Eater before my very eyes, and I had no choice but to cut her down. The thought of returning to the field, of holding a blade again, it filled me with dread. But that is no way to honor her or my comrades, and so I have returned. I swear I will not let you or anyone else down from this day forward. A pleasure to meet you, miss. Truly, it seems like only yesterday I watched as you took flight astride an Amara to go and save the Oracle. Strange to think the Yulmoran soldiers we once locked blades with are now on our side, but we will do our utmost to keep the peace here in Lakeland. We seem to be missing one... Oh, hello. My apologies, Captain Lena. An elderly gentleman asked that I escort him to Clearmelt. It took longer than I anticipated. I'll not begrudge your desire to help those in need, but a soldier must be punctual, especially when we play host to honored guests. It won't happen again. The name's Thaler. Thaler. I'm sure you don't remember, but we met once before in the infirmary. I asked you to deliver a message to the Exarch and the Warrior of Darkness. Little did I know I was already talking to her. Don't give up, don't give in. I keep those words close to my heart. And the boundless, beautiful skies above serve as a reminder of their importance. My friend got to see the night return. My friend got to see the knight's return shortly before he passed. He left this world with a smile, satisfied with a glimpse of what was to come. But there are countless others who weren't so fortunate. They gave their lives for the promise of a future they'll never know, and so it falls to us to do everything we can to fulfill that promise. No matter what happens, we won't give up. We won't give in. Your heroism has inspired all of our guardsmen in much the same manner. Our scouts at the northern staging point have not had the pleasure of meeting you in person. Let's not keep them waiting. Okay. It's all the way up there. Phew! Ah. I needed that. That cleared up my sinuses, holy shit. Oh, look at that. Dead Sin Eater. Yeah, I don't usually have allergies. But I'm sneezing big time.
Did you slay this eater? Your orders were to await the main force before engaging.
No, Captain. It wasn't us, I swear it. A man came out of nowhere and cut it down before we knew what was happening.
By himself? Certainly it is no light warden, but nevertheless.
It's true. Felled it with a single swing of his axe, he did. I've never seen anything like it. So I says to him, "Who are you, the warrior of bleeding darkness?" And he says, "No, I'm a warrior of light." And that was it. buggered off as quick as he came.
A warrior of light?
Why would someone go around calling himself that, though? It was those bastards who caused the flood. I mean, if you were going to pretend to be anyone, it'd be her, the Warrior of Darkness.
Eh? Oh, I didn't know. It's an honor.
Since the Eater is no longer a threat, our work here is done. Return to your posts.
These guys must be so bummed out. They were expecting
I
field
had
trip.
hoped to fight at your side today.
Yeah.
But I'll continue to follow your example, and may we meet again.
Losing out on a field trip with Dwache.
I apologize for the wasted journey. It seems I overestimated the threat. As for this Warrior of Light, I do not know who would be brazen enough to take that mantle for his own. Whatever it may once have meant, it is forever tainted by the association with the Flood. The Exarch told me the truth of Ardbert and his comrades' deeds, and I am aware they played some part in your own triumph. But to most, they are synonymous with the calamity that befell this world. Still, if this man is minded to destroy Sin Eaters, I may forgive him his unfortunate choice of alias. But that is neither here nor there. I thank you for accompanying me.
With that concluded, shall we return to the Crystarium? There is a proposal I should like to make.
Forgive me. There is one more thing. A personal concern of mine. I had hoped you might have a moment to speak privately.
Take your time. I shall go on ahead.
Sorry, Alfie, we just have to spill the hot goss without you. 101.
I will not mince words. This matter concerns the Exarch. Though his countenance belies his age, his demeanor never has. He has seen more than any man should and grown ever more weary with time. But I see I give the wrong impression. While it is true he attempted to open a letter with a salmon fillet the other evening, we are not here because I suspect his mind is deteriorating. Nor do I believe him to be so maddeningly unconcerned by the prospect of his own death as he once was. Indeed, the opposite is true. It is for this reason that I seek your advice. Since he returned from the Tempest, the Exarch is not as he was. He seems a different man. A younger man. I know not the details of his research, but when I saw him at work recently, there was a glint in his eye that I had never seen before. He looked happy. It was as if he had peered into the future and for the first time found joy there. Though it gladdens me to see him thus, I wonder if I should not keep my distance. I fear that my presence will only anchor him to the past, remind him of all the pain that came before.
Anchors keep us where we have chosen to be.
Is that so? Then perhaps we might remain as we were. As we have always been. What a relief. In that case, I will have to speak with him about the amount of time he is spending at work. This research is important, I know, but if he refuses to consider his own health, I will have to consider it for him.
Yeah, take care of your grandpa. I will not keep you. You and your comrades have much to discuss. I will see the others back to their posts. Okay, I'm not gonna participate, bro. Ugh. Oh, the Exarchic Spear. Oh. The others were quite shocked to hear of what we found in Lakeland. But now that you're here, there is a proposal I should like to make. Yeah. That is, a 3 days without sleeping mood, I think. This is your brain on 72 hours of being awake. I've been spending a great deal of time in the Cabinet of Curiosity, and of late I've noted more and more people perusing books on history, the years leading up to the Flood in particular. I suspect they wish to know more about the Warriors of Light, as well as they should, but nearly everything I've come across describes them as sin-eaters or worse. Regardless of whether or not this Warrior of Light is who they claim to be, I worry that their sudden appearance in conjunction with this renewed interest in their predecessors may lead to growing unrest and fear. If the people of the Crystarium seek the truth, I say we give it to them. I too can attest to the falsehoods found within full many of the Cabinet's tomes, with nary a mention of the noble deeds of Artbird and his comrades. To be fair, they bear some responsibility for the Flood, but when the tale is told again and again over the course of a century, I'm not surprised to see their roles distorted and them painted as villains. Were it not for the records stored within the Crystal Tower, I would have had no reason to question the narrative. Unfortunately, that knowledge was of no use, for when I arrived here in the first, their reputation had already been irreparably tarnished. That said, there still remain those who work tirelessly to defend their good name in those early days following the Flood. Considering all the good they had done, I find it a wonder they needed defending at all. They brought to justice the men who misused my knowledge to bring about the fall of Verbert. That such heroes could be spoken of in the same breath as sin-eaters is absurd. Under normal circumstances I would agree, but as time passed, those who knew firsthand of their deeds dwindled. In the end, only one truth remained, that they were the cause of the Flood. Within the world on the brink of oblivion, it was all too easy for the Warriors of Light to become villains deserving only of resentment and hate. At that point, the truth mattered little. It would not change their lot. Thanks to all of you, however, their lot has changed, and now they may heed the long-forgotten truth. You claimed it was Artbert who helped you overcome Emmet Selk, correct? Such a revelation would do well to sway the hearts of those who know him only as a villain. I have shared this with a select few, but one and all must be told of his sacrifice. To that end, I say we proceed with Alphino's plan. We call together the people of the Crystarium and recount to them the true tale of the Warriors of Light and the flood that followed in their wake. Well, what say you, Dweshe? Spread the word, I say. Then we are all of one mind on the matter. Good. Exarch, might I ask you to continue working with Becklug on our means of returning home? The rest of us will see to gathering the people of the Crystarium in the Exedra. We have to reach out to anyone and everyone who might be willing to lend an ear. With any luck, word will spread and more will accompany them. Also salmon fillet. Of course he eats fish like a little cat boy. Cat boy. Dweshe, my, what a wonderful surprise. Though I hope your being here doesn't mean someone's been hurt. Thanks to you, I've had far fewer patients coming through my door of late. Which is a shame, come to think of it. I've had fewer opportunities to test my new medicines. Hee hee, I jest, of course. It's actually been quite pleasant to have a few moments to myself now and again. The truth about the Warriors of Light, but the Exarch has already spoken with me about them. Well, if there's more to the tale, I'd very much like to hear it. Yawn. Come to browse wares in the market, have you? Well, I can guarantee you'll have no trouble finding what you need, whatever it may be. Under Yulmar's new leadership, trade has never been more prosperous. Ooh, I don't know. I should check. I'll do that after this dialogue. Word is that fellow from Daedalus Stoneworks has taken over as mayor. Did he really? Little wonder business is booming the way it is. I imagine it won't be long before all of Northrend reaps the benefits. But you've not come to talk about the markets. Something on your mind? I see. The Exarch did mention they had something to do with your returning the night to Northrend. Alright, consider my interest piqued. Let's see. No yawn, but I do have sit and then doze. Boing. Well, well, to what do I owe the pleasure? Whatever it is, I must ask you be brief. With the night return, visitors have been flocking to the Crystarium, and I find myself too busy by half. I don't mind it, though. Seeing the stairs so full of life and excitement, one can almost forget the flood ever happened. Dozing is a nice activity. I enjoy. The Warriors of Light. Yes, the Exarch has mentioned them before, but everyone knows them now as the cardinal virtues. Or are you suggesting there's more to it than that? Well, you've yet to steer us wrong, so I'm willing to hear what you have to say. Boing, boing. Turn on my light. Just my information campaign. Yeah! Jinx. Well, well, what a coincidence. I was just reading over a letter I received from Gernald not too long ago. He says a visitor from the Crystarium found him at the bottom of the ocean, and that she inspired him to reach new artistic heights. Well, I can only think of one person capable of both feats, though I'd say the latter is far more impressive. To think fate could bring the two of you together in such a place. I'm sorry? You mean the Exarch didn't tell us the whole story of the Warriors of Light? Well, whatever he's left unsaid, I'm all ears. Warren, my little meow meow. I'm gonna make you some warm milk and give you a cookie and tuck you into bed. Put a little nightcap on your head. Hello, sir. No, this can't be. Surely there is at least one book here that does not cast the Warriors of Light and their deeds in such a negative light. You're okay. Oh, Dwashe. Forgive me. The Cabinet of Curiosity has been bustling with visitors of late, but I fear our repository lacks for the knowledge they seek. The people wish to know the truth of the flood, of the Warriors of Light. I have searched high and low, but alas, every account portrays them as no better than sin-eaters, abominations worthy only of scorn and resentment. I know they were not always judged so harshly, yet I can find no proof, and I dare call myself a librarian. You would address the people and tell them the truth of the Warriors of Light, of the Flood? How wonderful! You have regaled me with the tale once before, but I should love to hear it again. Oh, and you may be assured I will not come alone. Excuse me, ma'am. You are blocking my view. really don't like that monk outfit. It's just tacky. It's too many primary colors, just looks like a mess. Hey, Alphino. There you are. Between the four of us, I dare say we swept the Crystarium from top to bottom. Now we need but wait for the people to gather. Yay! Time for the information campaign.
Yes, this looks to be nearly everyone. Let us begin, shall we? Though I am usually the first to hold forth at such events, I think on this occasion that honor should fall to you.
They would be more inclined to take the word of the Warrior of Darkness.
Indeed. In light of the subject matter, who better than thee to speak these truths?
Wicked White? The Warriors of Light did all that?
So they never... I mean, they only ever wanted to help. And when everything they'd done turned to ash, they still carried on.
They gave everything to stop the flood. First their lives, then their souls. And they managed it too, in the end. They saved us. And we cursed their names.
This should go a long way towards clearing the air.
Woo, woo!
Impossible.
You can see him too?
I definitely see something. You don't think it's a ghost, do you?
Nay, yonder standeth no bloodless apparition, but a warrior of light and darkness both. Ardbert.
What in the world?
It's you! The one who slew the Eater!
That it should be the Warrior of Darkness who brought the truth to light. You've saved me a fair bit of time. Though I have a few words of my own to say, if I may. People of the Crystarium! I am Ardbert. One of those you know as a warrior of light.
That's impossible. You should be dead.
Aye, that I should. But as the world has been given new life, so too have I. I know not why I, and I alone, have been gifted this chance. But I do know this. Only by the will of the star itself could such a miracle come to pass. The hero who stands before you now, the warrior of darkness, is not of this world. And the day will come when she must return to her home. But this land is our home. And if it is to remain so, now and forevermore, it is we who must protect it. The time to rely on saviors from afar has passed. It is you who must rise. You who must become the new warriors of light.
What? Us? Warriors of light?
Hmm.
None of us were born heroes, my friend. I was only ever a man with a thirst for adventure. But wherever my journeys took me, I was invariably confronted with the same choice. To lend what aid I could to those in need, or not. And I always chose the former. Any one of you could do the same. All you need is the will to help your fellow man, and the resolve to see it through.
Darshay's like, this motherfucker.
From thine own lips did we learn of Ardbert's fate, and by thy countenance I gather thou art not inclined to recant thy testimony. Yet whosoever this man may be, his words hold truth and resonate with the citizenry besides. For us to voice our doubts here and now would serve but to sow disquiet. 'Twere better we retired unto the ocular and there discuss this matter in private.
Go. I will stay here and watch.
My little baby spy boy.
So, that is a warrior of light of the first. I've not had the pleasure of making his acquaintance, but as you all seem to be in agreement, I gather this is no simple case of mistaken identity.
As far as I was able to discern, that was indeed Ardbert. It has been a long time, but not that long. Could he truly have been resurrected as he claims?
No, absolutely not.
Ardbert did entrust his very soul unto thee. I see no reason to question thy judgment.
Nor I. To my eyes, your ether burns as brightly as the day you slew Emmett Selk. That is proof that he is with you still.
Yet that which standeth now before the people is far more than a passing imitation. I am reminded of the cardinal virtues, though a sin-eater he is not. Which leaveth but one plausible explanation.
That he is an Ascian.
Given their fondness for posthumous possession, I would have to agree. From what I understand, The Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore by those whom they had aided in life. At the time, some few still remembered them as heroes. Needless to say, 4 of them were subsequently exhumed to serve as the Virtues. And if one knew where to look, Ardbert too would not have been difficult to find.
Assuming then that this is indeed the work of an Ascian, my mind inevitably turns to the last remaining paragon to survive the Sundering.
Elidibus. That Xenos hath reclaimed his own flesh is known. Thus evicted from his borrowed form, and cognizant no doubt of Emet-Selk's failure here in the First, 'tis quite possible the emissary chose Ardbert for his next vessel.
Inhabiting the flesh of the fallen? My, that is unsavory. And they do this often, you say?
Verily, for they possess no corporeal forms of their own. In what one may term their natural state, none save those gifted with the echo can perceive them. Indeed, when Elidibus intruded upon the waking sands, his presence did go unmarked by all save Minfilia and the Warrior of Light.
Yeah, I guess so.
On that occasion, I myself remained ignorant of his coming until after his departure. It was only at a later juncture, when he deigned to appear before me in borrowed flesh, that I was finally able to take the measure of him. In such puppetry do the Ascians engage when they seek to influence the course of history.
And they have gained much by it. Emet-Selk single-handedly built the Garlean Empire in this manner, while the Hebrea came close to conquering Eorzea, having taken possession of Thancred's living body.
Yet it must needs be noted that the Ascians cannot avail themselves of all mortal vessels. For were they able to do so, none would serve as a better pawn than our own redoubtable champion. Mayhap the blessing of light shieldeth Hydaelyn's chosen from Ascian influence. Or mayhap other forces are at work. We cannot say for certain.
Whatever the reason, I hope it holds true. I dare not contemplate what might come to pass otherwise.
Is it not peculiar, then, that Ardbert's mortal remains should be susceptible, given that he was once a warrior of light? Or did the final departure of his soul make it possible, perhaps? Regardless, to hear an Ascian use him to call forth new warriors of light boggles the mind.
Elidibus hath ever been an enigma, his ostensible purpose being to preserve the balance between light and dark. When he made overtures towards me, however, I was afforded a glimpse behind the mask of the self-appointed emissary. I shall not defend mine actions, undertaken in pursuit of a better understanding of our foe as either wise or prudent. Nevertheless, what little I did glean may now prove useful. Elidibus possesseth a subtle mind, practiced in the art of manipulation. That he coaxed this star's most valiant heroes as far as the source with naught save half-truths is no trifling feat. And now I believe he doth employ his skills once more to some as yet unknown end. Though naught is certain, should my suspicions prove true, we shall have need of all our wits if we are to uncover and thereafter thwart his plot.
Agreed. 'Tis plain that simply speaking out against him will not avail us. At best, it would only serve to confuse the people. And I would hesitate to do anything which might tarnish Ardbert's reputation once more, nor yours by association. That being the case, it may be wise to keep a covert eye on this Artbird's movements, as we attempt to discern his purpose and how best to mitigate his influence.
His performance appears to have concluded. What now? Go back out and follow him?
Twould appear Master Alphino already hath pursuit in mind, and I suspect one pair of eyes shall better serve our cause than half a dozen. Let the rest of us maintain an inconspicuous distance, for the present at least.
Yeah, it's not... I don't think it's super clearly explained in the game, or else I don't remember, but I think Ascians have like a way to resurrect and restore bodies that they use because, you know, for example, what happened with Xenos, like he slit his own throat, he was dead, and then when Elidibus went to possess him, he made him alive again because he did not, the body did not drop dead as soon as Elidibus fucked off, so he was, like, actually resurrected. So I would think that he could have done the same to Artbird. Even if he would have been dead for 100 years at that time. Or maybe he was sealed in a glass coffin or some shit, so he was pretty much preserved, I don't know. Whoops. You did well to dispel the falsehoods surrounding the Warriors of Light and their actions prior to the Flood. Though I must say the reappearance of Artbird, or rather one who appropriated his identity, was a rather curious development. He is an impostor, of that there is no doubt, but to the masses he will appear as a hero returned from the grave. After the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore, people prayed fervently for the gods to deliver them from their plight. Prayed that these fallen heroes be born again for their sacrifices. What bitter irony. I, for one, would like to know why Artbird urged the people to become Warriors of Light themselves. Ere we take action, we must needs ascertain his intent. Let us pray that Master Alphino returneth soon with that most essential knowledge. For now, I think it best to apprise Thancred and Reen of our efforts. When we do confront Artbird, we shall no doubt have need of their strength. Agreed. I think it prudent that we all take measures to prepare for what's to come. Becklug and I will continue our research into how we might improve the spirit vessel, that it might one day carry you home. Then I think it's time I return to the Great Wood. Until now, everything we have learned of the Ascians has been handed to us at their leisure. But that was one of Emmett Selk's unique failings. I have no reason to think Elidibus will be as forthcoming. You liked hearing himself talk, that's right. Fortunately, I recently received word from Fanau that heretofore unexplored chambers have been discovered deep within the Katana Ravel. Almed believes the relics within tell of a great calamity that befell an ancient civilization, that of the Ascians, perhaps. They may lead us to the truths we seek. Would you care for company? I wouldn't dream of going without you. Aww! When you are ready, make for Fano. Almut and her sisters will be expecting us. Then let us be about our tasks. Pray give my regard to the V's. Lahi? Oh, time for Lahi. Enjoy Lahi. Ah, but not within the village. Welcome, allies of Ronka. We have accomplished much since you last came. With the Light Warden dead and its minions dispersed, we have at last reclaimed our hunting grounds near Raktika Falls. It was there that we discovered more ruins. Although we ran afoul of no traps while exploring its halls, we determined that the innermost chambers were warded by magic. We all were in agreement. Before any investigation could proceed, you should be summoned. We are grateful that you did. From what you've told me, I strongly suspect that the wisdom my comrades and I seek can be found within. This wisdom could prove invaluable, for we may soon face a foe whose greatest asset is our ignorance. I see. Then it is good that you have come, for Ronka was once home to the greatest of weapons, knowledge and understanding. And it is our duty to ensure you and yours do not want for either. That said, we must proceed with caution. To reach the inner chambers unmolested suggests a more formidable deterrent yet lies within. Come now, surely any threats sleeping within the ruins pale in comparison to those we have faced thus far. This is not a game, sister. You should not be so eager to run headlong into danger. Oh, and who was it pining for the return of our allies that we might venture into the ruins, clutching her staff at night, wishing it were... You promised not to tell! Then I suggest we be going. Get back here! Remind me, exactly how old are you and your sisters? On second thought, perhaps it's for the better, I do not know. Pray forgive their overzealous nature. None save we three have been privileged to escort you and yours into the ruins and bear witness to its secrets. Their hearts now burn with a curiosity that is not easily sated. Please, you needn't apologize. As a seeker of knowledge myself, I understand full well their enthusiasm, and if not for your sedulous efforts to protect the ruins, we would not be afforded this opportunity. Speaking of which, I believe I've kept you away from the ruins long enough. Come, let us make for the Katana Ravel. Oh, guy. Lahi? It feels like coming home. That's awesome. It is most strange for these halls to be left unguarded. Have care when breaking the seal on the chamber door. Danger surely awaits us on the other side. Alright.
Come. Our new discoveries are to be found this way.
Let's go, let's go!
The people of Ronka are known to have venerated animals, but these features do not match those of any indigenous species. This is no common beast. Though that much is plain from its proportions.
Lifelike, is it not? One could almost imagine it breathed.
Why you... Ugh.
I love this. They're so sweet.
This owl, by contrast, seems no different from the others we've seen.
The sealed door lies ahead. As you see, one statue is missing. I expect we are meant to replace it as before.
Too simple. There will be some additional defense mechanism.
Probably.
Just a moment. There are words carved into the stone. He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber shall instead waken the beast and know his folly.
I'm still in the mood from yesterday.
Don't!
Uh-oh. Oh no.
What? But I only... What is happening?
Oh.
Oh no, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It lives!
Why am I not surprised? Prepare yourselves.
That's cool looking though. I love it. Scary. Oh. Getting teleported. Yeah, it reminds me of like some stuff I've seen before. Ooh. Yay, it's a girl card game collector. I'm gonna pull an ultra rare Y'shtola. You trespass, mortal, upon sacred ground. In retribution, 4 souls have I bound. Yet to heroes proven, learned, and wise, a comrade's soul shall be their prize. If you would see theirs set free, answer me these riddles 3. Deft of paw, with kin do I vie. Though sought apart, betterment of the whole do our efforts descry. What am I? Curl? Alas, 'twas the Oppo, keen and shrewd, its spirit's exalted ingenuity, a virtue by which the Ronkans did prosperity presume. For this mistake, its single talisman I shall take. Uh-oh. Sorry. With fearsome fang I travel with pack. Together we find harmony, and thus for peace our lands does not lack. What am I? Wolf? Indeed, 'twas the spirit of the wolf their doctrines praised, that they would have known peace and harmony to the end of their days. This riddle's answer you did discern, and thus you a soul returns. On my belly do I crawl, by my strength does prosperity reign within our hall. What am I? Snake? Indeed, the dread serpent turned protector, though to slumber ere it tear the world asunder. The riddle's answer you did discern, and thus to you a soul returns. Desire you that which I yet claim, then we shall play another game. A test of mind and memory, choose wisely and you all may yet go free. Twixt these talismans hide friend and foe. Choose your companions well, or sorrow know. No. Yay. Y'shtola! Oh. Yay! Let's see. This one? Nope. Sorry, Y'shtola. Wait. I pulled an ultra rare Y'shtola. Your comrades are assembled together at last. Yet still there remains one trial you must pass. If you would glean the knowledge enshrined within this earth, I would first take the measure of your worth. One worthy of she who the Ronkans extolled must be strong of mind, body, and soul. Okay. Finally, this is what I was expecting to find here in the ruins. Be careful, sisters. Hold nothing back. Failure of this test does not appear to be an option. Quickly, fan out before it strikes. Let's sight our sun on Y'shtola. Hurry, we must protect her. Victory off Beck's sacrifice, but which of you will pay the price? Ah! Toshe, hurry, we have to save her. Beam.
I will not hold back.
Oh no, Simat. Impressive.
This is going to leave a mark. This is going to leave a mark.
Poison! Come gather around me. Reinforcements? Leave them to me. We mustn't waste time with this slime. Focus on the Guardian. Show them your all. Well fought, hero. The trial is complete. The way is open, and thus I concede defeat. Yay! Oh yeah, that is a white mage spell effect.
Twould seem the magics have returned us. How polite. Now, what have we learned?
Ah, we were bound to run into a living statue eventually. And now we can open the door.
Yay.
He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber.
Who's this?
A tomb, just as I thought. Befitting a hero.
She is Vis. Could it be the Archmage Tiuna? A legendary hero of Ronka, as you surmised. The tales tell of how she smote entire armies with a single incantation, so potent was her spellcraft. Though she ever fought, in the name of peace.
I thought them no more than tales. To think she really existed.
Well, I, for one, always believed.
I wonder. By the light of fallen stars, great power awakens.
Tuna was not only a master of spellcraft. It is said she could see truths long lost and hear the voices of men's hearts.
Naught less than the echo. In which case, none of this is mere coincidence. A shower of stars setting the sky aflame. And in both this world and the Source, we find individuals within whom a mysterious power awakened at the sight. We can never unpick the why of it. Now, however, I believe we might. Does the scene depicted here not resemble the one we saw when we first ventured into the Katana Ravel? Moreover, does it not recall that which Emmett Selk invited us to witness in Amarot? The final days. If, as the Exarch's research suggests, soul and mind share a fragile yet profound bond, might it not be possible for an event to leave such a deep imprint upon the soul that it could be perceived eons later, given a suitable trigger? The echo defies explanation by conventional etherological theory, or shall we say modern etherological theory. But if it is a power that once belonged to the ancients, to souls yet undivided, it would seem I have entered the realm of pure speculation, and I call myself a scholar. I shall refrain from making any further wild claims until such time as I have evidence. Still, I cannot choose but be reminded of our experience in Amarot.
She is big smart. And you must recall Emmett Selk's dying request.
Remember us.
They did?
History is learned, not lived. We have always protected the Tales of Ronka, just as we have protected this place. But we are mindful of what our mothers taught us. We see the past through our own eyes, and speak of it with our own words. Thus do we come to understand it in our own way. But this is not the same as remembering.
Your mothers were wise. Though we witnessed the final days, our impressions cannot fail to be colored by our own experiences and expectations. Those who lived through it would have perceived the event quite differently. We must bear in mind that it is no simple matter to keep the truth alive, or it will die with Emmett Selk and his kin. But we have disturbed Tuna long enough. Fanau will serve similarly well as a venue for our contemplations.
By your pensive expression, I take it the tomb has given you much to think about. That is well. In time, the knowledge you have gleaned will lead to understanding, and thus arm you for what is to come. Before you leave, however, I would speak again of the teachings of our forebears, of histories learned, not lived. The legend of Tiuna and her exploits has been told countless times over the centuries. Yet, as it is handed from one generation to the next, the story changes. With each telling of the tale, there are new flourishes, details changed or lost. We can never truly know how she lived, for we were not there to see it. But we are here now to bear witness to your life. We have seen the change you have wrought, the echoes that will endure long after you're gone. And though it too will change in time, I swear to you, we shall do our best to preserve your story. That's so touching. I hope you'll forgive me if I don't make an oath of my own, but I think it goes without saying we could never misspeak of your heroism. Perish the thought. So long as we are here, there are none among the V's who would not know of all you have done for Northrend. We are not deserving of such reverence, but we are grateful all the same. You can be certain we will have our own tales to tell of the great guardians of Raktika and the ruins of Ranka. Yeah, me too. I pray you safe travels then. As ever, we shall await your return with open arms. They're really leaning into the heavy shit in this expansion, and I appreciate it. Although we learned naught of the Ascians, the insight we gained into the Echo made our trip worthwhile. Before we return to the Crystarium, however, there's a small matter I would attend to in Slitherbow. Might it trouble you to come with me? Thank you. After we arrive, we should have a brief word with Runar. Oh, your cat boyfriend? You could hear that as either cat boyfriend or cat boyfriend. Lahi? Either way, it's safe to say that Runar has a big ol' crush on Y'shtola, and who wouldn't? Twashe, it's so good to see you. You've arrived at a most opportune time. I was preparing a pot of my famous stew. Come, I will ready a place for you. I'm sorry, Runar, but we haven't the... Please, I insist. It will take only a minute. My apologies, Dweshe. It seems our return to the Crystarium will be delayed. But perhaps only for a bit, if you assist me with my work. I say work, but it is rather more a chore. I must clean my chambers here in Slitherbow from top to bottom. If you would be so kind as to go and fetch a broom from Asgir, we might finish before Runar is done cooking. A broom for Master Matoya? I cannot imagine why she would have need of such a thing, but here you are. It is old but sturdy and sure to suffice. She's gonna fly away on it. It's her new mount. I trust Asgeir was able to find a broom for us. Well worn. Good. This would prove difficult otherwise. Though I must say, I think I did rather well for not having a broom thus far. Yes, well, you weren't buried beneath a veritable avalanche of books when you entered, were you? Right. Anyway, it is time I finished cleaning with the help of that broom. You didn't honestly think I'd do it the old-fashioned way. That broom is more than capable of sweeping by itself. Or rather, it will be. Ahem. Time to rise, to swish and sweep. A tidy chamber you must keep. To this task you shall be bound, until no dust is to be found. In this one particular respect, I've no objections to following in Master Matoya's footsteps. In future, I may need you to remind me the pursuit of knowledge does not preclude other equally important duties, such as maintaining clean quarters for said pursuit. I will dearly miss this place, these people. Master Matoya, pardon the interruption, but the stew is ready. Is something troubling you? You've been rather quiet. No, everything is fine, I assure you. It has been a long day, is all. I see. Y'shtola, thank goodness you're still here. Alphino, I thought you were following Artbert. I was, though I'm sad to say I lost track of him shortly after entering these woods. He seems determined to traverse every ilm of Dorvrand in his quest to spread the truth of the Warriors of Light and the Flood. And it seems news of your address at the Crystarium precedes him at every destination, making his task all the more simple. It remains to be seen to what end he encourages the people to become warriors of light themselves. But there's no denying that his words have struck a chord with many. Well, we're all agreed that this is just another Ascian ploy, yes? They've commandeered corpses before, and to no good end. I see no reason to think this time is any different. especially when it's that of a fallen warrior of light. I doubt we'll learn more if we remain a step behind. His next destination is, in all likelihood, Slitherbow. Alize, are you certain you should be here? If you're concerned about Halric and the others, you needn't be. Their treatment is going well, but progress is slow and exhausting for all of us. The best thing I can do now is let them rest. So, I believe we were about to discuss how to arrange a meeting with our would-be warrior of light. Before visiting any towns or villages, Artward would hunt down and slay a nearby sin-eater to earn the locals' trust. Our best chance is getting ahead of him to find one before he does. Thankfully, Thancred and Rena are returned from the empty and have taken up the search. Reen believeth one may lurk beneath the boughs of Woven Oath. Then that is where we will start our search. Master Matoya. A warm bowl of stew will be awaiting your return. I look forward to it. He does. He would be her house husband in an instant. Yay! Hello!
If you were hoping to vent your frustrations on our Eater friend here, I can only apologize.
Few as they are now, it took us no time at all to track it down.
That suits our purpose perfectly. Now we need only wait for Ardbert to arrive.
Weren't you two meant to be attending to the empty?
We were, and are, but we can hardly ignore the rest of the world. So we thought we might see how things were coming along. From what we can gather, the answer is strangely.
Right now, we think we can do more good here.
It is heartening to have all present.
Indeed. We will be glad of the additional hands should matters escalate.
Our quarry has come.
It seems I've lost this particular race. Although I suppose it's only fair. When we first met, it was I who outpaced you. Ravana, was it?
Mm-hmm.
But where are my manners? I wouldn't be here were it not for you, and I have yet to say a word of thanks.
Ask whether he wishes Seto were here. Zamaru.
Poor fellow. He will be sorely missed.
Indeed, Artbert.
Very well. Let us forego this pretense. After all, it was never you that I needed to deceive. Yes, it is I, Elizabeth. Through your time in Emet-Selk's imitation of our home, I dare say you have gained a better understanding of my role since last we met. Not that it matters.
We understand your role, emissary, but not your goal. What is it that you seek to achieve?
I seek to enact the will of the Convocation, of course. If it helps you to think of me as but another Ascian, no different in nature or purpose from the rest, you are welcome to do so.
Once, I would have said your goal was destruction alone. Now I understand that you fight for something you love, just as we do. Yet though we seem doomed to clash, I bid you consider Emet-Selk's final words. Remember that we once lived, he said. Had he not seen some glimmer of hope in our kind, I do not believe he would have spoken thus.
None better understood your plight than he. His words must surely be worthy of your consideration.
Emet-Selk. How very unlike you to err so gravely. That one should stray at the end of so onerous a path is understandable, but I had thought you above such weakness. Mayhap you thought the same. Would that I had been present to offer correction. But I shall do so now, as is my duty, and return all to its proper course. As for you, look at yourselves. Look at your history. Look back 100 short years to how your greatest warriors were undone. And now, at but a word from me, you raise your hands in answer like the puppets you are. Naught has changed. You fail, and you fail, and you learn nothing. Allow that which is most important to slip through your fumbling fingers like so many grains of sand, again and again and again, and you would remember us. You do forget yourselves. There is no common ground to be found between you and I, nor do I require any. I have my duty.
Wait!
I love Elidibus's voice. It's smooth like butter.
Well, we have confirmed the identity of our foe at least, and 'tis safe to say his objective is the rejoining.
But we still have no idea how playing the part of a warrior of light will further his cause, nor why he would spur others to do the same.
Another visit to the Tempest may shed some light upon these mysteries.
Yay!
Whether we are to exchange words or blows with Elidibus at our next meeting, the fact remains, we know too little. Ere our paths cross again, I would learn more of the world that once was, and of Elidibus himself. In this, we would be best served going directly to his home, much as Emmett Selk came to ours.
Though I see the wisdom in thy suggestion, the Amarot we visited is but a phantom born of Emmett Selk's memory. I fear it will teach us little that we do not already know.
I quite agree. Yet the ruins of the actual city remain unexplored. Given the vastness of the Tempest, I should not be surprised were there more such structures like to those in which the Ondo reside.
If there's aught to be learned, I want to know.
A woman after my own heart.
Assuming we are all in agreement, then I suggest we first pay a visit to the Ondo. If anyone can tell us where more ruins are to be found, it is them.
Alphanel has the right of it. Let us pay visit to the Ondo. We should speak with Tol's Oth first. As chieftain, he is doubtless privy to a great many secrets. Teleport. I'm excited for the upcoming patches, for the upcoming patch. The one after this has the trial that I have been the most scared of. But it's really cool. I have sinned for no finless ones. Perhaps you instead come seeking something of us. It's very difficult. It's a lot. All at once. And everyone kind of needs to be on their A game. Or at least that's the way it used to be when I first played it. So I don't know if that's still the case. Ruins which your kind have yet to explore. I see. I know of one such place. Alas, under these circumstances, I'm afraid we can spare none to guide you there. And what circumstances are these? Rather than hunt for their own meals, the Benthos have pillaged our stores of Mniri liver. They must be replenished with haste. The Benthos, a particularly violent tribe of Ondo, if I recall. A band of bottom feeders. We all lost much in the flood, but while others work to rebuild, they resort to thievery and murder. Revenge they call it when they prey upon your kind, but do not be fooled. They care not who they harm. Would that we had the warriors to challenge them. This is not the first time they have stolen from us, but there is no resource more precious than liver. All must dedicate themselves to the hunt. Unless, of course, we were to reclaim the livers for you. It seems a fitting payment for vital information, does it not? Moreover, one could argue that by employing Bismarck to reach the depths, thereby driving back the waters, we are in part responsible for the deeds of those driven to desperate ends by the changing climes. We certainly can't leave them like this. I thought you might say that. You've never been one to miss an opportunity to help. Reclaiming the stores it is, then. We would be grateful beyond words if you did. The Benthos have surely taken the livers back to the Flounder's floor, but be warned, there will be no shortage of guards waiting to spear intruders. Then we will have care not to draw their attention, shall we? And also, I've never tanked that trial. So I want to try, but also I am a little scared of it. Where the hell did we go? Oh, over there. So I don't know if I want to go in as a tank. I might just go in as a white mage, because I feel most comfy on that class. That's kind of the trouble with playing tank, is you kind of have to know what you're doing. And I have watched a guide already, but it's a lot of mechanics, and they can come out all at once. And for most players, like I was when I first played the game, I had not done any like hardcore raid content, and it does contain some mechanics that are not super well known outside of the hardcore stuff. So, you know, it's kind of like in the remember when I was doing the trial where you fight Nidhogg in Estinian form, but also Big Dragon form. When I was like, please no Ogmorn, and then a giant circle appeared around me, and I was like, oh fuck, Ogmorn, that's a stack up marker. And when I first did that trial, I had never seen that before, so I was just like, what the fuck is that? You know, it's kind of that type of deal. Thrusting your hand into each sack in turn, you find that all are filled with wheat down to the bottom. You also find that raw wheat is unpleasantly pointy. No, I don't want to fight you. Ah. So this is not spoilers, but there is one mechanic where you all have to... Pretty much everyone except for one person has to stack up in that marker, but at the same time there's a flare marker, and that just looks like a glowy red thing with 3 like chevron shaped things coming off of it, and that is just... that means fuck off and go to the other side of the arena, and if you do not, you will kill everyone. And that is also something I had never seen before. On cursory sniff, you detect the faint aroma of fresh oranges, a far cry from the rather memorable scent of Nierny liver. From the squelching noise they make when prodded in the vile stench, you conclude that these bags are bursting with livers. Brilliant. Are those them? Perhaps you've deduced this already, but it seems the Benthos have been raiding Colusian storehouses as well as those of the Ondo. Oranges, pumpkins, wheat. But we can discuss this after we've seen the livers safely back to Tolzath. It wouldn't do to keep them in suspense. At least help me carry them, Thancred. Do, 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 do. Boop, 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 beep. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Fuck it, I'll just teleport back. I don't feel like flying. I'm relieved to see you unspeared. That's nice. Our precious livers! I knew you would not fail. We also found all manner of foodstuffs from Colusia in the Flounder's floor. Tell me, Tolzath, does that seem odd to you? It is brazen, to be sure. I'm reminded of rumors I've heard recently concerning a rash of thefts from Colusian's warehouses. The perpetrators enter in the dead of night and are gone before anyone has realized what has happened. The Yulmoran army has been investigating, but thus far to no avail. Perhaps the reason they have struggled so is that their quarry is of the sea. The true question then is what we mean to do about it. Much as I would like to proceed to the ruins without further delay, we cannot allow the Benthos to carry on as they are. If I may, I believe that the ruins are, in fact, key to the Benthos' plans. Is that so? These ruins, which lie deep within the illuminated land, are a recent discovery. We have seen signs that the Benthos are preparing to claim them with all haste. We could not fathom why, but in light of the knowledge that they have been stockpiling resources, it is clear that their queen will soon give birth. They require space to raise their young, and food for both queen and hatchlings to thrive. Well, we can hardly fault them for that. Under normal circumstances, perhaps, but conditions in the Tempest are far from suitable for spawning. Its resources barely able to sustain our current population. There is only one reason they would disregard this. They seek to build an army, and with it take revenge upon the Finless. It is not a surprise. They came to us not long ago, seeking allies for the cause. We rebuffed them, of course. The suffering of others will not serve as balm to their own. Their queen, however, desires only bloodshed, and will gladly send her children to die in our stead. If they are planning to wage war, that changes matters considerably. Indeed. I doubt that this can be resolved without violence, but perhaps with a show of force we can convince them to see reason before the die is cast. I would rather not risk your people in the attempt. If we travel to the illuminated land, is there a way we might identify the ruins ourselves? Yes, once you reach its depths, go deeper still. You will see a monstrous structure upon the seafloor. That you have come to us now is the will of the Ancient Ones. They have guided you here that you may drive out the usurpers, those who seek to use their magnificent creations with vile purpose. I have no doubt that they will show you the way forward. I'm afraid that the dead do not quite speak so clearly. Nevertheless, we shall try not to disappoint. If what we seek lies deeper still, beyond Amarot, I would call upon the assistance of another. Though our course hath been decided, to pursue it we must needs beseech the aid of a friend. I speak of Bismarck. Pray follow me to Sullen that we might seek an audience with him once more. Bye! From here, we press onward to the Isle of Ken. I myself shall proceed on foot. You've perfected your technique, then? Just so. The water will be as glass beneath my feet, and provided purchase yet fragile yet true. Watch closely. Oh, I certainly shall. Forgive me, but would it not be easier to perfect your swimming technique? Aye, it would be a pity if you drowned, truly. Oh, hush, I'm sure it'll be brilliant. It's bully Ariane J time. He's done it! Incredible! Oh. Arianche! Oh, for the love of... Go save your husband. That's so good, right? Mine apologies. The technique requireth the purest of focus, and mine 'twas lacking. To perfect this magic, I went so far as to deal with the Fuath, and with their aid, mine efforts were finally met with success, albeit on a single occasion. I know not why I cannot repeat it. I thought I saw you waver a bit towards the end there. Perhaps you're simply tired? Thancred? It's nothing to worry about, only a dizzy spell. Though it may not be wise to go for another swim just now. Seems like it. Thankfully, we have an alternative. A wonderful little invention. I'm certain you'll agree. Boat. I will petition Bismarck's aid on our behalf. Let us pray my diplomacy proveth more effective than mine experimental magics. You speak with the voice of the king, little neighbors. I will not deny you. As before, if you seek what sleeps beneath the sea, I will be your guide. Thy kindness is as boundless as the depths, serene one. Before we depart, however, I would ask a favor. After our last flight, I found many creatures clinging to me. I am itchy. Remove them, and I will take you below. With all haste shall it be done. So, did he agree? Aye, though I agreed to a favor in kind. Regrettably, it is not one I possess the power to grant. Bismarck hath asked us to cleanse his underbelly of barnacles. Alas, one must needs dive beneath the surface to do so. Even if I could master the power to walk upon it, it would avail me not. Oh, for heaven's sake, is that all? Dwesha and I are more than capable of that. Oh? With the Kojin's blessing, we will have done it within moments, and better that than standing here and listening to this nonsense. I'll take the right, you the left. Now go! Yes, ma'am. I am in your debt. There needs to be... No, wait. I changed my mind. After a good deal of prying from various angles, you dislodge the barnacle. . 'Tis 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 ' Same thing here. Barnacle. Oh, look at Wish's underwear! Penny shot. Fan service. Thine efforts are most sincerely appreciated. I will inform Bismarck that we may depart without further delay. I didn't even realize. Much, much better. Thank you, little neighbors. I remember, a long time ago, another did this favor for me. After the flood, when I chose this spot for my slumber, he came and made a home on my back. Ken was his name. When I grew itchy, I stirred, but he was not afraid. No, he asked me what was wrong. I told him of the creatures clinging to my belly, and he dove into the water. He helped me. He was my friend. He told me he wished to live in peace, away from his people and their wars. This I understood. I treasured our time together, brief though it was, brief though it always is. But I remember him, and how he laughed when we flew. I remember when he slept. I too slept that day, and many days since. But the light fades and the darkness returns. Ken sleeps, but in memory he laughs, and together we fly. And I am here. I am awake. Sure, no problem. It feels good to speak and to be heard again. A shame others cannot understand me. If thou art willing to learn, I would gladly teach thee the language of man. Thank you, little friend, but it is time I grant you your request. But first, I will take flight to cleanse my body and prepare. The dive will be swift, and I would not have you struck by errant debris. So this island was named for a man. How easily the past is forgotten. He passed not even 100 years ago, yet the truth has slipped from history, like so many grains of sand. Might I have some explanation of what he just said, or shall we all stand about making vague and mysterious allusions? Alizé is ready to fight today, man. While he maketh ready to deliver us unto our destination, Bismarck bade us wait for him on the shore of Calusia. That's all? I feel as though there was more to it. Indeed, there was, but it had no bearing on the task at hand. I should be glad to share the rest with you anon. Fine, later then. If Bismarck requires time to prepare, might I suggest a short respite? For Urianger and Thancred in particular. I require no such thing. I'm the picture of perfect health. Mine was but a momentary lapse in concentration. Worry not on my account. You mustn't push yourself so. Please rest. For me? Thank you. See you later. Good stream. And hello, Myth, when you're watching this on YouTube. Welcome back. Oh, alright, if you insist. You cannot refuse your daughter. You too, Dwache. You've been running yourself ragged. Yes, ma'am. In that case, I leave the old man in your care. The rest of us will meet you at the Split Hall anon. Word of advice, never let it show. When she realizes she's struck a nerve, she remembers. By the gods, she remembers. In any case, if we must be made to rest, I know a place in Sullen that's better for it than most. Come with me. Boo-da-boo. We're gonna take a little nappy nap. Oh, we're already here. Sorry. May as well have a seat. We wouldn't want our elderly knees to give out. How old is Thancred again? To hear her speak, you'd think I'm on my deathbed. By the 12, I wish that girl wouldn't worry so much. Thy countenance belies thy words, Master Thancred. I'm sure I don't know what you mean. Let the record show that I am here under protest. Though I can't say I mind of you. And if the abundance of anglers is any indication, even an amateur might land an impressive catch. Shall we try our hands at it? I'm a great angler. I'm a level 90 fisher. Help! Someone! Quickly! It's Nightshade. We was attacked on the road from the Crystarium. Barely escaped with me life. I suppose we might have predicted this. No rest for the weary. Thancred's only 32. He's not an old man. You mean you'll help? For free? Thank you. If I recall correctly, Nightshade is a local band of outlaws. I doubt they'll trouble us over much. No more than they already have by interrupting our relaxation at any rate. No. I don't want to fight you. Leave me alone. So annoying. Thanks. Oh, look at that. These two have matters well in hand by the looks of it. I'll not forget this kindness. May we meet again. Hey guys. Is that you, my lady? Don't tell me we've just deprived that poor fellow of the honor of being rescued by the Warrior of Darkness. We had no idea you were in the area. Fancy us meeting again so soon, eh? Why, I believe I even recognize your companion. Huh? Ah, yes, from the infirmary. You had a message for the Crystal Exarch, did you not? It's good to see you back on your feet, and on patrol no less. Oh, it's nothing as official as all that. Strictly speaking, we're off duty. But as we had a free moment, we thought we'd give a few of the less traveled roads a look. The guard doesn't have enough hands to patrol them regularly, you see. That's admirable. There are few so devoted to their duty, in Lakeland or beyond. Well, we've been talking about it for a while, and neither of us is satisfied with just seeing out our service. It feels like we could be doing more, like we should be doing more. It's all about having the will to help your fellow man and the resolve to see it through. I remember you, the excitable one. Sorry, milady. I got a bit overexcited the other day. Couldn't get my words out. The name's Vannard, milady. I'm with the guard, but I don't just want to protect Lakeland. I want to protect the lot. Just like the warriors of light. Sadly, our duties prevent us from venturing too far from our own little corner of Norvrund. What we'd really like to do is travel, to better ourselves and go where the need is greatest. But everyone has to start somewhere, don't they? For now, if we can stop Nightshade from robbing the odd fisherman, then that's what we'll do. Well, well, future heroes of the First, do you think? They want not for spirit. 'Tis but a pity they draw inspiration from so clouded a wellspring. Yet it availeth us not to fret in idleness. We must needs press on if we are to bring Elidibus's schemes to light. Thinky thoughts? Bum, 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 bum. Though our respite was cut short, I dare say we are all eager to avail ourselves of such knowledge as the runes may hold. Aye, I doubt further contemplation of Elidibus's machinations will be conducive to relaxation. We may as well make for the split hole now. All are present. Now we need but await Bismarck's coming. Big boy. 'Tis time, pray make ready. It's time for a dungeon! Yay! Let's see if there's people who want to do this binge. Bum, 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 bum. What are you wearing? Why are you level 45 in here? That's dangerous. Whether or not we find the knowledge we seek, we have a duty to stem the Benthos' aggression. Yulmore has only just begun to rebuild. What are we waiting for? We can be certain that the Benthos are all we will find down there. Stay alert. I'd like to think my skills have improved in some small way since the last time we fought together. I wouldn't let you down. Unlike Amaroth, the ruins which we now seek are no illusion. There is no knowing what awaited below. We must hope that whatever slumbers in the depths will help shed some light upon Elidibus's recent activities. I hope so. I'm dead from waiting on this queue. Here's my Instapop. I deserve this as a tank. Well, time to look at Twitter. Oh, there we go. Let's have a whale of a time in this bench. Bismarck! Say hello to the party. Anamnesis, I'm under. Ah, a white mage. This will be good. Anamnesis, a nighter. To the let's. I love this music. I'm just talking to the healer because they're nervous, which I understand. I My nose is so itchy. Time has come to part with these interlopers. Ooh, we're going into a trench. Trench dressing. The wolf falls. We must hurry. Whoa. This is a crazy fucking ride. Splat. We are fortunate, but what is all of this? Daily rotation, baby. Tiresome creatures. A card. Beyblade, Beyblade, let it rip. There it lies. I give you my breath. Ah! Slut. There we go. Your wish is granted. Go, little wanderers. A yucky little fiend. Unknown. Okay. Boing. Ew, look at that! Fetid fang. Hell? Oh, you're dead instantly, huh? Luminous Ray, get out of there! Go over here. Uh-oh. Yep. Whoops. Ah! Oh, there's two of them. say so. Get over here. Oh, get out of there! Oh my god, you're gonna die. Bro. Bop, 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 bop. Should maybe aim them away from the party. Hey guys, line up with me. Why do you keep falling for that? Please pay attention. Oh boy. There we go. That is not the healer's fault, that is just the guy not paying attention. Boing. I like this music. Yeah, I'm just gonna finish the patch, by the way. It might take a little longer than the 3.5 hours, but fuck it. At this point, I don't have work early tomorrow. Hell yeah! Yeah, that! I love this white mage. Actually dealing damage, colors. Come on, let's go! No black mage in this party, time to get moving. The mantra head. Well, only if she asks for your eyes. Boing. like, oh wait, is my healer here? But yeah. Pika, pika. Are they a Lala? A little Lala? I cannot see. No, they're not. They're bigger, right? I can't see with all this shit in the way. No, that's not a Lala. Visions of Eld, attend to us now. Oi. Cyclops! Cyclops, I guess. Ooh, get in! Terrible hammer. And stand on that. What? Ow. Whoa! Okay. That's what that does. I'm so fucked up. Sorry. After this, I'm actually gonna write sorry to my... Okay, so that one's gonna fall first. Ah! Phone check. Okay. Oh no. Go somewhere else. Ooh, level up! Look at that! Puggers! Woo! This looks cool. Hey, maybe don't run ahead of me. That might be a good idea. Okay, double pools it is. Fuckers. Nah, I'm not gonna do that to you. I will be the first to admit I fucked up big time in that fight, but I didn't even remember it was there. I've only done this dungeon once, like the first time I played it. Yay! Going. Can I interrupt? Nope. Guess we can only interrupt by killing. why my nose is itching so bad. Everybody was dancing on the ceiling. I know what I'm doing. It's my favorite thing to do. Mid-fight, loot rolling. No! Kill it. Oh, maybe drag them into the bubble. How about that? Hey, you. Come here. We're almost done. That was a breezy dungeon. Merciless Matriarch, Rooksteam. Your kind is never given of its treasures willingly. Your lives will be no different. Seabed ceremony. You know nothing of the depths. Nothing! Sorry. Wait, should I stay with the healers? They seem to know what they're doing. Fuck! Sorry, healer. Every time I get low health, I just assume it's my fault. Get out of here! Ba-ba-ba-ba. What the fuck is this? I don't know what this is. Stand in that. Limit break? It's okay. There we go. GG. Thank you. Healer, if you stay, you'll get my recommend. You're an Aura! Why do you have a Lalafell name? Whatever, it don't matter. Oh, everyone's gone. Alright. What did I get? Robes of Casting. It's pretty stylish, but I don't need those.
This structure must have served an important function. And here are yet more crystals.
Crystals.
I too noted the crystal repository on the way. The Benthos seem to employ them in their spellcasting.
In such vessels did the ancients preserve concepts, ideal forms to be drawn upon in the act of creation. That so great an abundance should reside here lendeth credence to Ishtola's conclusion. This facility held great significance.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hello. Thank you all for joining us at Anider in these most perilous of times. By the summoning of Zodiark have we been granted a reprieve. Yet immutable as the laws he has woven may seem, they will not serve to forestall our doom. Nay, should we continue down this path, our fate will be the same. I said as much to the convocation, of course, but the stubborn fools turned a deaf ear to my warnings. I had hoped that the defector at least would side with us, but I regret to report our overtures have gone unanswered. Whither tend your thoughts, Vina? Where you lead, we will follow. I shall not speak ill of the convocation. They too seek only to secure the future of our star. Yet it is plain they will not countenance a permanent solution. That being the case, we must ask ourselves a simple question. Are we prepared to pursue our chosen course, even should it mean suffering the eternal condemnation of our brethren? If so, I see no further reason to demur. Let us bring forth the light that shall ever after keep the darkness in check.
So, it was they who first summoned Hydaelyn.
Their discussion did seem to imply as much, yes. I cannot say I have ever heard of this Venar before.
For a certainty, Emmet Selk never uttered the name, speak though he did, of the schism which Zodiark's advent wrought upon mankind. Some were of the viewpoint that his power must needs be restrained, and to that end did they call forth she who would serve as his shackles. We now know that it was this Venar to whom they looked for leadership.
And that this place, in all likelihood, served as their headquarters. The presence of such intimate records attests to that. I would hear what else they have to tell us. All of it. Did anyone see the source of the image? The device there? Then let us see what other secrets it holds.
A pewter? It holds all the memories inside. Vina, please, why must it be you? If I may speak plainly, I would sooner it were another, any other. You are our leader. None can take your place. You know as well as I that but few support our cause, far fewer than they who place their faith in Zodiark. If Hydaelyn is to stand a chance of opposing him, I am the only one who might suffice as her heart. Rest assured, however, I shall not vanish from this world. The form I take shall ever remain my choice. Then I will press you no more. Only know this, you will be sorely missed. I wonder, is this how the convocation felt about Elidibus?
What? Forgive me, but did that not strongly imply that Elidibus sacrificed himself to become Zodiark's heart?
Hmm.
7 hells. Then who or what are we dealing with?
That's a very good question. The device appears to activate via a form of ethereal attunement, not unlike an aetherite. Beyond that, I can say little for certain, save that we should take this opportunity to see what other records it contains. No response. Confounded. It just needs to recharge, baby. If I may, my lady, the panel did formerly emit a soft yet perceptible glow. That it doth so no longer may betoken the depletion of some essential energy within. Given how long it has lain dormant, I think it fortunate it function at all. That may be, but if we can't get it to work again, we'll be leaving with more questions than we've answered. The white-robed emissary hath ever named himself Elidibus. Yet if the shade spoke true, Elidibus ceased to be ere even the sundering came to pass. This calleth to mind a truth that Emet-Selch did once reveal in passing, that the names by which we know our foes are not those given to Asians at birth. Rather, they are titles of office, afforded to individuals of merit at such time as the role becometh vacant. Perchance the Elidibus as Zodiark's heart and the emissary with whom we are acquainted be not one and the same, but predecessor and successor. It's possible. If the previous Elidibus perished before the final days, the one we know could still be a survivor of the Sundering. And yet, something in that explanation rings false. I will remain for a time. I would not abandon my attempt to revive the device so soon. There is more to learn here, I can feel it. In matters of ethereology, I know of none as capable as thee. If there existeth a means to learn more, thou wilt surely find it. Whilst thou art thus engaged, we shall attend to matters on the surface. Okay. Can we but uncover Elidibus's true origins, we may yet come to understand his designs. To that end, Y'shtola must needs be afforded as much time as she doth require to complete her investigation. What the fuck? To the extent that such things are within our control, yes. Speaking of which, perhaps we might trouble the Exarch for news of his progress with the spirit vessel. He will no doubt wish to hear of our own discoveries as well, such as they are. Ba-ba-ba. Oh, I love it when they teleport me where I want to go.
Dare I ask what's going on?
Explain yourself, Catboy.
Ah, excellent timing. For me, in any case. We have a problem. The vast majority of those gathered here are presently in the employ of the Guard or else one of the facets, and no longer wish to be so. In principle, all are free to change vocation at any time, but a city does require a certain number of people in these positions if it is to continue to function. For the moment, I have asked them to postpone their resignation until such time as replacements can be found. As you may have surmised, we have the Warrior of Light to thank for this.
It's you! The Warrior of Darkness! You understand, don't you? Someone's going to have to look after this place once you're gone. We just want to be ready to do our bit when the time comes.
And not only here, but everywhere. Which is why we've got to get out there and lend a hand to those in need. That's what you did, isn't it? Even if it was just little things at the start. You helped people.
Well, yes.
And we're trying to do the same. We may have our sky back, but there's no shortage of people who still need help. If we follow in your footsteps, then I choose to believe we too can be heroes one day. Even warriors of light.
Think you need the echo for that. Not to be rude or dash your hopes or anything.
What are we to say to that? We can hardly tell them they are mistaken. They seek but to do good, as you have.
But no more can we stand idly by and suffer a paragon's scheme to proceed unchallenged.
What the hell? Uh-oh.
What's happening to the sky?
That does seem familiar.
What the?
Wicked White. Oh no.
By the 12.
A star shower.
I hear a voice.
You and all? And why does it feel like it's inside my head? Hear? Feel? Think?
Well, problem solved.
Me
you
too.
now have the echo.
Did I not tell you, my friends? You are warriors of light! You're back!
Motherfucker. Nice solution, dickhead.
What you hear is the voice of light itself, and it has blessed you with its power. Welcome to the fold!
I'm a warrior of light.
I've been chosen?
Can it be?
Me, a hero?
Wait! The falling stars, were they your doing? And why do you need warriors of light?
What, am I to reveal my plans simply because you asked?
Yeah, please.
Nay, I think not. Though the stars, I acknowledge mine. A convenient illusion, apt to awaken what little is left of the power that once resided in your sundered souls. That which you and yours call the echo. And an echo it is, of a symphony, but a fraction of what men in their completeness once possessed. Even those among you who tower over others in the gift have only the faintest trace of it. But though sundered and forgotten through death and mocking rebirth, it has persisted. A whisper of our past, burned into your very ether, along with the sight of our end. Through the rekindling of memory, I have awoken the ability, just as Heidelin is wont to do when she has need of new minions.
The Echo hath ever been thought a gift from Heidelin, a boon granted solely to her chosen. Yet thou wouldst claim she merely awakeneth the power that men should hearken unto? Her voice. Given the perceived simultaneity of her call and the awakening of her chosen's capacity to hear it, it is only natural that we thus attributed the source of the gift. Yet if, in truth, the echo is a prerequisite for hearing her voice, one might surmise that her call never ceaseth, such that all who awaken to their innate gift might receive of the blessing of light at the self-same instant. In sooth, we bore witness to this but moments ago. At the sight of the star shower, full many in the crowd did speak of hearing a voice in their minds, did they not?
Just so. And whenever Heidelin has need of new servants, she is quick to pluck comets from the heavens or create illusions of the same.
Why then didst thou conjure this vision, full knowing that thine age-old foe would thus claim those awakened to the gift?
Foe? You must be mistaken. As you see, I am a warrior of light. And together with my comrades in arms, I shall save the world. Just like you.
What the hell does that mean? The more Elidibus reveals, the less I understand. But that he has made a fine mess of things is plain. Tell me about it. He is gone, then? I've managed to persuade a number of our would-be deserters to reconsider, or at least delay, their departure. But as many are deaf to my entreaties, young Thaler and Vennard among them, I'm sorry to say, they have quit the guard. Nevertheless, I wish them well. Whatever Elidibus's plans for them might be, the pair have only ever had the best of intentions. One could hardly blame them for thinking themselves heroes elect, not after having been blessed with the Echo. And it's not as if they haven't shown the requisite spirit. I quite agree. Though the impetus for their sudden departure may have been words falsely spoken, the men and women in whose footsteps they would follow are heroes in truth, warriors of light. Artbird, yourself most of all. And so I would ask a favor of you. Speak with them ere they embark on their journey, and furnish them with what wisdom you can. They've set off for the Amara lunch, but you should still be able to catch them if you leave now. Worth the effort, I'd say. If I recall correctly, Admiral Merlwhip took time to usher you out into the wider world many moons ago. I think that comparison rather flatters Thaler and Vennard, but the point still stands. They would doubtless be greatly encouraged were the Warrior of Light or Darkness herself to see them off. If thou art willing, I prithee go. Thou mayest safely leave the task of unfolding that which did transpire at Anamnesis to us. You again? I mean, it's you! Sorry, it's been a funny old day. You can be sure we'll take those words to heart. I still can't believe it. You coming all this way just to speak to us. I swear we won't let you down. So long as it helps someone, we'll do what needs doing out there, no matter how small. And when larger threats loom, we'll be ready to face them. You see if we aren't. Wonder and danger await you in equal measure, but turn not from either. We'll be off then. Farewell, Warrior of Darkness, and thank you. Good luck, sirs. And then they died, and were never seen again. Thank you for making the effort. I'm certain your words will be a boon to them. While you were away, the others told me of your investigation. We have yet to discuss how to proceed, however. While your findings in Anamnesis and neither do raise important questions as to the identity of our adversary, we are no closer to discerning his design, nor do I know of any other potential avenue of this investigation. For which reason we must needs trust in Y'shtola's ingenuity, and wait for her efforts to revive the ancient's device to bear fruit. What if I were to attempt to follow the emissary? Elusive as he is, his plan compels him to court public attention. He shouldn't be impossible to find. Especially for one of your experience, it does seem worth the attempt. Then I'll come with you. Safety in numbers. In combat, perhaps, but where stealth is required, the opposite is true. Happily, I don't plan on getting myself caught, so you've no need to worry. Nor do I intend to vanish for moons on end. We still have the empty to attend to, don't we? Alright, then I look forward to your return. Then it sounds like the rest of us should avoid doing anything which might prompt Elidibus to look too closely at our movements. Insofar as it's possible, I recommend we limit our activities to the Crystarium. Speaking of which, Exarch, might I ask if you've made any progress with the spirit vessel? Of course. We are presently studying the principles underpinning memory transference, and, I believe, nearing the requisite level of understanding. Less hearteningly, practical trials of transference methods suited for use with the vessel have yet to yield satisfactory results, to put it mildly. But there are still many promising possibilities we have yet to test. Indeed, though it may take some time yet, we are well on our way to a solution. And I shall not rest until one is found. Though we are all grateful for thine unstinting efforts, thou needst not labor to the exclusion of all else. If it would serve to lighten thy burden, however little, I should gladly offer mine assistance. Quite. I, for my part, will do what I can to ensure that the Crystarium continues to run smoothly, in spite of recent disruptions. Perhaps I could help. There must be something I can do, even if it's just guard duty. Thank you, all of you. I shall breathe easier for your assistance. Well, of course, on the evidence of the recent past, it will not be long before some new crisis arrives to throw our plans into disarray, at which time your services will be in particular demand. That being the case, perhaps you might take this opportunity to retire to your suite at the Pendants. Take a little nap. Pleasure as always, Mistress Mumafe. I'm relieved to see you were unharmed in the earlier commotion. Though, if I may, you do look somewhat weary. I presume you will be retiring to your suite? Yes. Very good. Do let me know if there's anything you require. Okay. Go to sleep. Showing off those liquid physics. Mr. Smumafe, it's Glenard from the Wandering Stairs. I apologize for calling so late. A friend of yours was asking after you. You may remember them from that business with the cardinal virtues. Ooh, who do we want to see most? Let's see Tainer. My little baby boy. Pray forgive my late visit. I heard the man who called himself a warrior of light speak, you see, and saw the stars falling from the heavens. Surik grew tired of my endless fretting and bade me call upon you if it would put my mind at ease. Is there aught you can tell me? An impostor. I feared you might say that. I believed him. I wanted to believe him. How wonderful it was that even one of them returned, I thought. Yet, if he is not the man you knew, then I'm sorry. I know all too well how that feels. I can only imagine how it must hurt to be unable to speak the truth. How you must abide the lie for fear of condemning those fallen heroes once more. It may not be my place, but allow me to offer you a few words of advice, as you once did me. Remember how dear he was to you, and be brave. You've certainly grown. Oh, I'm not half so eloquent as you, but I hope that it helps. Oh, you're such a good baby boy. Bye. Determination. Woo! Meanwhile, in the Crystal Tower's umbilicus.
Foiled again. If I cannot imbue the infernal thing with my power via magical means, we may need to devise a way to infuse the vessel with my blood after all.
Art thou unwell?
Or perhaps a brief respite? It wouldn't do to overtax yourself.
I'm fine. And given to stubbornness, I'm afraid. Especially when I have a stake in the outcome.
Hey, who's that guy? Sweet new outfit, bro. How'd you get here?
The dream again.
Meanwhile, in the source.
A recurring dream. They do so fascinate me. Might I trouble you for the details?
I have always dreamed of it. Fire falling from the heavens, and the city, nay, the whole world ablaze.
Indeed. Could Emmett Selk have found a way? Precious few possess memories of the final days.
The final days.
Why, yes. Admittedly, my knowledge is mostly second-hand, but if you are interested, I will gladly tell you the tale. The tale of the world's end.
There we go. Alright, that's the end of the patch. Make good time. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit another patch in the next stream, because that has both a dungeon and a trial, but we'll see. And if not, it's no biggie. I just wanted to finish this one up. So yeah. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for being here, and thank you for watching on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube. Next stream's gonna be on Wednesday, I think. And yeah, I will see you next time. Goodbye, goodbye!